Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. I'm Michael and today we're going to look at the third park that I created, and it's called Coaster Lake, I believe. So if you've seen the other two, you can kind of tell the theme that I obviously like having water in my parks. Haven't really done a good job of of having that, I feel like, where it seems natural. But I feel like with these maps, they can just be restrictive where I don't like seeing the hard lines, right? And so forth. So on this one, in terms of building wise, none of the buildings other than like maybe stations and stuff in this first entrance building are custom. As you see, I never got around to actually placing a sign because I think I just wasn't that happy overall with the entrance building. But I do like how I tried to build, you come across on this, over this lake, right? Um, so as we enter in the park, as you can see, it's kind of similar to my last park in that you've got a big kind of plaza as you come in. Excuse me. But it's still different in the fact of how the plaza looks. It's got the Venetian carousel there, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and then I liked a lot of these city Riviera buildings. So I was like, you know what, why not have this whole area, these kind of larger city Riviera buildings, and then you can have a veer-off section here and there, kind of like my previous park. But then the focal point of this whole section is that Ferris wheel, in the height of the Ferris wheel. So, as you can see, let's start by going here to the left, and this is called Cryogen. I found this on the workshop, and this is obviously a Incredible Hulk inspired coaster. So I think we got a little ride here. So try to walk through the woods a little bit to get to it. And so it's got a little launch in the tunnel. So there's the exit. So this first coaster, I tried to do the 4-meter method, and parts of it are good, but I just got tired of smoothing it. That I was like, all right, I'll keep it as is. But then I also didn't realize gosh, how much of a percentage that doing 4 meters for a roller coaster can take up in a ride. So here's the queues, kind of all inside. I like how it looks, and you kind of are looking up at the station here the whole time at the end. So I tried to have it kind of, sci-fi-ish themed. So, let's see, we'll ride this one track view. Like I said, try to do 4-meter method. I maybe smoothed everything out like 4 times instead of 8 times, so overall not the smoothest. But I like the idea of trying to do it. Alright, so there it was. Like I said, not the most smooth. I want to see the length of it, because I want to come back at the end of the video and talk about how the 4-meter method can affect stuff. So for example, I just want to see the length of this track. So 900 meters, okay. So keep that in mind. But I do like kind of how it looks coming out of the tunnel there. I just think it looks super cool as the coaster comes out. So it should be coming out in a second. We're waiting. There we go. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty cool. Even though it wasn't the smoothest ride in it, it still looks pretty cool. Now when you go to this area, call this area Test Track, and it's a Top Thrill Dragster inspired coaster. And so I made everything kind of like it's part of a car race. The new DLC would have helped with some of this stuff for sure. Yeah, I got this queue over here. Then, you know, basic station. I like this that I made early on. Nice little cupboard or cubby to hold belongings. There we go. Sorry for the lag there. Alright, so overall fairly good. One thing I'm still working on, or you know, at the time wasn't great at, is kind of shaping it, and what I mean by that is shaping the hill to make sure you got it's a gradual enough to become. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's not too sharp when all of a sudden you're trying to level it out. And then same thing kind of at the top. Like, that's not bad, but I feel like it could have been a little bit better right there. And then same thing going up. Like, I kind of had it jerk up too fast. But yeah, it's not as tall as King Dakar or Top Thrill, but that's kind of what I modeled it after. So then if we go this way, this was my first attempt at doing a backstage area. With the coaster, like, and it's not, you know, like a transfer track or anything, but it's, you know, just one of those where the employees could go up there or somehow were to get stuck up there. Yeah, so over here, I liked how I did the double corkscrew right here. Oh, perfect timing. So I do think that looks nice. You know, so I tried to model this ride kind of after the Shockwave or stuff like that at old Six Flags, the older rides at Six Flags parks that are. I know they're not necessarily aero coasters, but you do see some aero coasters like this, and so I call it Tidal Wave. Let's look at the stats while we're waiting. So 985 meters. So basically the same distance as that Cryogen ride. Now let's go to track view, the front bumper, and I'll fast forward it to the top of the hill. Alright, so, not bad. This is also the first time that I tried to build cube buildings that kind of match kind of the station building in a sense. So I'm pretty happy with that. You know, that's not great, but it's kind of one of those where there's sometimes just, you gotta find some pieces that work, and here I basically just copy the piece over and over and over again. I probably would do something different now, but it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta go with there's certain limits, right? So now let's go to, let me zoom out real quick so we can see. So I do think the layout's fairly good here. You know, it might not be great. It's kind of crowded in here. I think there's enough space here, and it kind of funnels you to the back multiple ways, but there's only one way here to the back. It's this way. Let's see. So now I've got two coasters back here. One of them is good. One of them I just kind of threw in at the end and not necessarily proud of it. Let's pause that so we can catch on that coaster. So this is another one of the coasters that I modeled after an Intamin Megalight. Gosh, if I could ever click on the roller coaster. And so here's the station. There we go. Finally. Alright, so I'd be interested to know, out of the 3 megalights that I've had in the park, which one do you guys think was the best? Alright, so I think the one from my previous park was a little better than this one, but this one's both of them are better than the first one, but I still try to do the same concept where you can walk around it. Still kind of overly placed trees sometimes, but it's like, I don't know, it's I just gotta do better about making it look good by placing a lot of trees. Yeah, so I also had some other flat rides here. You know, you got this Screamin', is that the one that's a Screaminator? Screaminator, yeah. And then you have this one, which this one's really cool. I mean, that to me is more terrifying than any roller coaster. I don't know about y'all, but chair swings, honestly, just like the swinging swings, they just terrify me. So it's like you just have this little bar and you're swinging and it's just, you hear the chains above you. I mean, it terrifies me. So, and then this last one, I do like the station I did for this one, this little station right here. I think it worked out well. This is an Infinity coaster, I believe, so we'll jump on that one. Yep. Alright, there it is. Yeah, I just need a lot more smoothing done. Not as terrible as I remembered, but yeah, so that's the park. So you can kind of see back here, you know, I like to have a lot of space, a lot of big open areas. That's the problem though with the Oswald meter, which drives me crazy, is just how much of the meter is taken up by a pass. So I want to show you guys something real quick. Actually, real quick, can't remember how I lit up this part. Yeah, I didn't really put many lights down here because I kind of ran out of the meter, so I didn't really plan it well. As you can see, once again, different style lighting depending on the area. I think over here I had more of those lights, which I do like those. I think they work well for a lot of stuff. Then here, you know, some of your basic lights there. Then over here, okay, yeah, the same as the other side. Now, what I wanted to show you real quick, and before we end this, is I just want to delete a couple of these rides. So, for example, let's take that one away. Oh, that's not what I meant to. All right, well, this will work. So we're at 99%. So this coaster right here is essentially the same length as that Cryogen coaster. So I'm going to delete that. So that took 5%. This one was done using the 4-meter method. Every single piece here was 4 meters except for the launch area. And it's shorter than the tidal wave. But yet that took up 11%. So that was over twice the amount of the Oswald meter that is used up by doing that. So I think the 4-meter coasters look awesome. But I think that's why I haven't tried to do it again since, is because it really hamstrings you when you're looking at your other parks. So that's just crazy to me. But as always, I want to know what you guys think, and if you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.